I'm
There you
just
go.
thinking about the stagecoach from Norrköping to Krokek,
All right.
and thinking about how it must go. E4 is not there, but the road to Yitto the original road to Yitto, um, which is probably the main that goes along onto the
Yes.
coast,
Yeah.
is the one I'm
The,
thinking about.
the
Um,
old the old the old the E4 was built on the old roads, so yes,
right, there is
you
there
can
is that
definitely drive
path.
retro.
That's true, but it must have been
Yes.
a very different trip. I'm also I love the fact that we are talking about the Kolmorden forests and mountains too. Those things are full of, uh, well, let's just say that Astrid Lundgren got a lot of novels out of those forests and mountains. So,
Indeed,
yeah.
very much so. I've also hinted about Ingmar Bergman.
Mm-hmm.
The Virgin Spring is
Yeah.
also taken from one of the local legends here.
Oh,
A famous movie about robbers and such. We can talk more about it
yeah.
after the
Late.
session.
I want more to learn more
Great.
about that stone too, but I'm going to get distracted. So, thank you for all this reference.
All right. So, what do you do afterwards? You say goodbye to Linnea Elfeklint,
Mm-hmm.
or meet her in her room.
I'm ready just to meet with our companions.
All right then.
Are we on right now?
All right then. So after the so-called introduction, by the way, is the preparation phase for going into the mystery. If we talk game mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
so after meeting with the rest of the rest of the group, I would suggest you preparing for this mystery or this adventure.
That's
So
wonderful.
just game mechanically, so to speak, thinking as a GM right now.
I would like to comment upon leaving the asylum that I would
Yes.
never have believed it to be stepping out into the Swedish spring and being relieved at the warmth outside.
There is.
It was
It's,
colder in there than it is in here out here. But what do we do for preparation?
All right then. There are several steps, by the way, for preparing for the adventure. The first one is actually to what do you call it? Get the advantages for this mystery, and if you folks would like, as part of the society, you can also look for clues or information about Krokiek before traveling there. And you could either say, if you would like to, what do you call it, examine Linnea's books regarding Krokiek, or perhaps going down to the local newspapers, or hearing some city gossip or the like. So these are the options before going to Krokiek.
The only person who knows about her library is Root, right?
That's Ruth and Elsa.
Oh, Elsa knows too. Okay.
Yes.
So for Elsa's part, apart from having to make sure that she can leave the city without any suspicions and take her dog with her, she's probably going to try to take a look at that library.
All right.
And hoping that Ruth will accompany her. I mean, she needs the key that Ruth has anyway.
There are also some, what do you call it, advantages that I have prepared, as it says in the game mechanics of the Nordic Vaesen role-playing book. I have prepared some here, custom-made for this mystery. There is also an acquaintance that one of you could have, known as Per by the Bend, or in Swedish, Per i Svängen. An old sailor, raftsman, and all-around knowledgeable person in the village that one of you could have as an acquaintance. There is also the option of knowing a fellow priest or clerk in the city, in one of the churches of the city, and get an item blessed, an item or weapon blessed from their choice, perhaps in the baptismal water of St. Olai Church. Or maybe you have an acquaintance at the Geto guest house. There is a maid there named Lisa Svensson. there is also a rumor that one of you has heard that there is by the edge of the old churchyard, there is the standing stone of the Queen's Stone. And these are 4 suggestions on advantages that your characters might know of. Is that all right for you to pick one of these? Yes, Ron.
I hope we can pick more than one. I'm very interested in talking to another priest. I think everybody can make their own choices. I will suggest that Elsa seems likely to know the sailor Per, but no, you don't go exploring places and meet weird sailors. Okay, whoever. But
Well, meeting with weird sailors is maybe taking things a little bit too far.
it's okay. It's whoever then seems appropriate. But and obviously, I can't imagine that Root is going to let that key just sit in her pocket. So, anyway,
So
I'm going to go talk
have
to the
to-
priest. You guys do all the things.
All right. So
Do we
there
have
are-
to do to shows the ones that you suggest? Because I was thinking maybe I have during the last half year my own network in the sub-regions of the lesser.
Right. So, as I was reiterating, there are 4 options for advantages, and as the rule specifically says, you can only have one advantage going on this. So this is a suggestion, or if you come up with someone else, something else like Ola suggested that he knows a criminal over in Krokik, maybe as part of his network or something. So please give suggestions. I picked out 4 for the sake of convenience, and there's also the checking the newspapers and checking the library. So these 2 are not advantages, but extra information
I
for
see.
the group,
Okay.
which is free of charge, so to speak,
Yeah, Nathan.
involving handouts.
I think Magnus is going to check the newspaper. He doesn't know how to read, but he's going to pretend.
Good enough. He's good enough. Right. Root is. It seems ridiculous not to go to that library of Linnaeus. So that seems like the top of the list to me, unless somebody has a different idea.
I'm fine. I'm going to pretend reading more books.
Well, what Peter said was that Root can go. Well, we can do the formal
It can go
advantage,
there.
and you can go check the newspapers. That is legal.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
you go right ahead.
All right then. So Magnus was it? If I reiterate,
Yes.
what's the name?
Yes,
So Magnus goes over and what do you call it? There's also people discussing the newspapers in coffee shops and cafes as well. So I could at least hand it out to you. You could at least, what do you call it, get the information, even though you technically don't read a newspaper. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah. I published a
Okay.
newspaper handout in the chat box right just now.
Oh my God.
Yes, it's a little low quality. I tried getting it the best possible, though my Photoshop skills are a little so. I tried my best.
That's beautiful, Peter.
I think it's readable, and I made all these handouts myself.
This is
That's
fantastic.
so beautiful. I'm completely wow.
It is the newspaper Dagens Nyheter, though in English.
You should know, or I guess I'm asking your permission. When I present this post about this session, I would like to include these as attachments, so the
Oh,
world can
that's so
appreciate
beautiful.
your efforts. It's not just us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please do. All right then. And Magnus is heading over to the nearest coffee shop or cafe to hear the latest news. And Ruth, would you like to try and visit Linnaeus home as well on St. Persgatan? On St. Per Street? All right.
Yeah.
Heading into her house, it's a rather interesting place filled of old knickknacks and stuffed animal heads. there's also a whole, what do you call it, sections of maps with parts crossed out and little nails set into various parts of the country. It's a little, what do you call it, a hodgepodge of small things and knickknacks here and there. Old little dolls sitting on chairs.
Creepy.
Here's what appears to be, a rather strange and peculiar home for such an old, seemingly respected lady. However, you do find a small library with what appears to be several books with interesting titles. The most of them seems to be from various members of the society.
Helma is seeking to speak.
All right.
I just have a question. Could Elsa accompany Wood, or is this a one-person task?
No, of course you can accompany her.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just fetching
Then I would like to do that.
Sorry, sorry, I was just fetching the handout. I didn't see the entire chat room. Let's see. All right, then I published another piece in the chat room as well. I know there's a lot of handouts from the start of this adventure. I hope it's not too much. Seems to be written by a member of the society named Johan Trana, and speaks about what appears to be the occult heritage of the hill. Might I also suggest, as a GM, if you would like some extra mood, I did include, I think, the link to the Vaesen Spotify list, at least, if you would. It's just for creating mood. There's nothing, no pressure at all, really.
Which is very nice. Everybody feeling they have read what they need to read.
Yes.
Great. So Elsa is going to talk to Ruth, if that's okay with Anna.
Please go ahead.
So referring to this manuscript, or maybe it's just a loose paper falling out of a book, I don't know. Elsa is going to ask, this can't be just coincidence, right? This is so close to the new guest house. This surely has to be what Olga has stumbled over. I only wonder if any of these maps on the walls are connected to it too.
As you look around the house, you realize that she has marked out, especially in southern Sweden, around the area of Skåne and Gothenburg, as well as places in Stockholm and further up the country, several places of what has been described as of interest to the society. Though there are no real, you can, from the evidence and from her studies, you can surmise that she has been trying to, what do you call it, note down and been seeking out these Vaesen, though several of them are, what do you call it, not really concluded. Nothing is so certain that, what do you call it, no nails have been placed in the region of Norrköping or Krokek as of yet. But rummaging through her books, this is especially what you can find in regards to Krokek, though. Though there are several books or pieces in regards to the Vaesen. If you would like, this could be an advantage for one of you in getting, what do you call it, a +2 roll in regards to the Vaesen for studying a bit about these extra books or something. And clenching yourselves into the deep lore that she has collected over the years.
That sounds like exactly what they're doing.
Yes. So if you would like to and note it down as an advantage on your character sheet, I get +2 in regards to the Vaesen, +2 on our roll for this very mystery.
Should that be for Root, perhaps, as the lead investigator?
So
yes. because I have a pretty good. I'm pretty good when it comes to investigation anyway.
Yeah, but I don't like get how against this, like what does it mean? Like what kind of benefit? Like, is it just that you happen to know some things, or is it like I don't know, when you attack them or something, and then I don't get it. Like what kind of role, or any kind of role, wherever it is, like.
If it involves the Vaesen, you get +2 on the roll if you can justify to the game to the dungeon master or game master that does involve the Vaesen. You get +2 on one die roll.
Just one. Okay.
Yes,
So-
on just one.
Oh,
These
so it's a
advantages
little
are
bit
just the ones.
retroactive. You say, oh, this is exactly what I read in the book right now.
Yeah.
So you retroactively make it your research relevant to this moment because you really want those extra dice.
Yes.
So it will be your choice.
The book suggests itself that you give +2, for example, for having the confidence of a kiss from the major or something, or remembering to have faith in the Lord or something. This is my, would call it the little text boxes I sent, or a suggestion over how you gain a +2 advantage before we set out on the mystery.
Does that make sense, Ruth? I mean, Ruth, Heina?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, we will see.
Yeah, it's a little
It's-
different logic than you find in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, where you have what you have and it does what it does. And in this game, it's more, this particular kind of bonus, as I say, is more retroactive. When you want to use it, then you have what you need. So I'm sure it will be fine.